What is going on, everybody? We got Noche UFC this Saturday. I got picks for all the fights. I got lines. I got numbers. Let's break it all down. Every fight, bottom to top. Starting off with Raul Rosas Jr., Aori Kwai Lang. Raul Rosas Jr., 67-inch reach in this fight. Kwai Lang, 69-inch reach advantage, 2-inch reach advantage for Kwai Lang. Rosas Jr. minus 850 favorite here. Kwai Lang plus 500 underdog. Let's break these guys down. Raul Rosas Jr. 9-1 record, 19 years old, out of California. 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. He has never been finished. He's on a 2-fight finish streak right now. Got a decision win on Contender Series 2022. He's 3-1 in the UFC so far, with 1 loss to Christian Rodriguez by unanimous decision. Dude's a fucking beast. Coming off a round 2 submission win over Tercios. Before that, knocked out Terrence Mitchell round 1. This dude's on a fucking tear right now. I'm excited to see what's next. On the other side of the tape, Aori Kwai Lang, 31 out of China, 25-11 record, 8 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. He's been submitted 3 times. 3-3-1 in his UFC career. Coming off of a no contest against Daniel Marcos. Accidental kick to the groin. Kwai Lang is solid, but I like Raul Rosas Jr. to get it done in the first fight of the evening. And this is a great way to start the card. This is going to be a good one. I think we're going to see a finish here. Rosas Jr. has been on a tear lately. He's just getting better each fight. UFC's put a lot of shine on him lately, too. Great fight to start the evening. Going with the heavy favorite in that one. Second fight of the night, and there's no odds on this one yet, guys. It's a little too early. I think we got odds on every other fight, though. This is the only one. Edgar Chairez, Joshua Van. 6-inch reach advantage for Edgar Chairez. That's going to be significant, guys. All right, let's break these guys down. Edgar Chairez is 28 years old, out of Mexico. 11-5 record, 4 knockouts, 7 submissions. Has never been knocked out. Has been submitted twice. Coming off of round 1 triangle choke submission win against Daniel Da Silva. Lost on Contender Series back in 2022 by a unanimous decision. 1-1 in his UFC career. That one loss, though, being to Tatsuro Taira. I can't fucking hate on that. Taira is an absolute monster, undefeated still. And, man. Yeah, don't hate that one. The fact that he got decisioned by him, like, I'm okay with that, because let's look at this real quick. Taira finishes people. That's the only... He only has 2 decision wins in his UFC career so far. Carlos Candelario and Edgar Chairez. Every other win has been a finish. So that says something about Chairez. He's a hard guy to finish. Absolute unit. All right, let's go back to the other side of this. Also, Tatsuro Taira has a big fight coming up. That was a good one I saw there. I forgot he had one. All right. Joshua Van, 22 years old, Myanmar, 10-2 record, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. I need to make this bigger. There we go. Has been knocked out once, has been submitted once as well. Coming off a knockout loss to Charles Johnson. I don't like that. But up until that, was 3-0 in his UFC career. Split decision win over Zaga Zumagulov. Decision win over Kevin Borjas. And a knockout win over Felipe Bunez. Good fight. I got Chirez in this one. I like the reach advantage for him. 6-inch reach advantage is significant. Also, dude's never been finished. That's another thing that like you just those kind of guys just have like an aura. All right. Joshua Van's solid though. I could see this one going either way. I'm a little bit biased. I do like Edgar Chirez a lot. Next up, guys, we got Yasmin Uruguay, Ketlin Souza. Uruguay is a minus 550 favorite here. Souza is plus 375. 1-inch reach advantage for Uruguay. Yasmin Uruguay is 25 out of Mexico. A lot of Mexican fighters on this card. It's going to be a heavy Mexican crowd. So it's a home crowd for these Mexican fighters essentially. 11-1 record for Uruguay, 25 years old, 7 knockouts. Jesus, crazy. She's been knocked out once. She also has 4 decision wins. She's had 4 fights in the UFC so far. Got knocked out versus Denise Gomez in the first round back in July 2023. But other than that, every other fight's a win. Decision win over Yasmin Lucindo. Knockout win over Estela Nunez. And most recently, decision win over Sam Hughes February this year. Absolutely solid. And on the other side of it, she's taken on Ketlin Souza. Souza's 30 years old, out of Brazil. There we go. 14-4 record, 8 knockouts, 1 submission, has been knocked out twice, has been submitted twice. Another monster, though. She's a beast. Coming off a decision win over Marnik Mann. Before that, she got, in her first UFC fight, got submitted round 1 by Karine Silva via knee bar. But she's a beast. This is a tough one. She's a plus 375 dog, which feels way more than it should be. Uruguay is a beast. I like this fight a lot. I'm going with Yasmin because of the fighting at home in front of the Mexican crowd. Has a little bit more experience in the UFC, but both are good. This is kind of a tough one to call. All right. But again, going with the Mexican fighter. I went heavy on the Mexican fighters on this one. They tend to do well. They tend to give these fighters favorable matchups when they're fighting like a home fight on one of these type of cards. Alright. Next up, we got Manuel Torres, Ignacio Bahamondes. Hail yeah. This one's pretty close on the odds, guys. It's gonna move, I'm sure, but right now, Manuel Torres minus 115, Bahamondes minus 105. This is a good one. This is one that I circled as like this is gonna. I assume this is gonna be just a crazy fight. All right, let's break these guys down. Bahamondes has a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Manuel Torres, 29 out of Chihuahua, Mexico, 15-2 record. 7 knockouts, 7 submissions, has never been knocked out, has been submitted twice. Look at that. Knockout win on Contender Series 2021. Round 1. Round 1 TKO against Frank Camacho. First fight in the UFC. Second fight in the UFC, first round knockout Nicolas Mota. Goddamn. Third fight in the UFC, first round submission win over Chris Duncan. This dude's a fucking beast. And this is his first pay-per-view, right? He goes from Contender Series, then UFC on ESPN, UFC on ESPN, UFC Fight Night. Now he's on a big show. They obviously like him a lot to put him on those UFC ESPNs. Three first round knockout, three first round finishes is fucking huge. He's stepping up in competition going against Mota, but man, the his record, look at all the first round knockouts on here. He has been submitted. This is back before he was in the UFC. A lot of first round finishes. Has he ever been out of the first round? Yes. One time. I like Manuel Torres a lot. All of his finishes in the UFC have been in the first round. And he's taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. 27 out of Chile, 15-5 record, 10 knockouts, 1 submission. Bahamondes has also never been knocked out. He's been submitted twice. Coming off a first round head kick win over Christios Giagos. Before that, lost a decision to Ludovic Klein. But overall, Trey Ogden unanimous decision win. Zhu Rong submission win. Roosevelt Roberts spinning wheel kick KO win. Split decision loss to John McDessie, first fight in the UFC. Before that, got a front kick KO on Contender Series back in 2020. I mean, Bahamondes is a monster. I really like this guy a lot. Torres seems like a fucking beast. The first round finishes are something. It's one of those that's kind of a head scratcher for me. I know no matter what, we're seeing a good fight between these two. I'm picking Manuel Torres because of the home crowd, undefeated in the UFC so far, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking the other way. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to pick. I'm going with my heart on this one though, with Manuel Torres, but I'm a huge Bahamondes fan. It's a tough one to pick. Going with Torres. Let's move on to the next one. Next fight we got Irene Aldana, Norma Dumont. Hail yeah. This one also has pretty close odds. Aldana minus 120 and Norma Dumont is even. We got 1.5 reach advantage for Irene Aldana. Both these women can crack. They're both dogs. They've both been in the UFC for a minute. Let's break it down. Irene Aldana, 36 out of Guadalajara, Mexico. 15-7 record. She's got 8 knockouts, 3 submissions. She's been knocked out twice, has never been submitted. Let's make this bigger. There we go. Coming off a decision win over Carol Rosa back December 16th, 2016. So this will be her first fight this year. And there's not a whole lot of losses on her career, but if you notice, like they're all big names. Lost to Amanda Nunes for the title June 2023. Knocked out Macy Chiazon. Knocked out Yana Santos. Lost a decision to Holly Holm, former champion. Knocked out Caitlin Vieira, round 1. decision win over Vanessa Mello. Lost a split decision to Raquel Pennington, the current champion. All right. Submitted Beth Correia. Split decision win Lucy Pudilova. Had some losses early on in the UFC career, but overall, like fucking beast, and only loses to really high level fighters. Aldana's a monster. And out of Mexico, fighting in front of a Mexican crowd. She has been knocked out twice. I don't think Dumont's going to be getting a knockout against her, but I could be wrong. Dumont doesn't have any knockouts on her career. Dumont's 11-2 on her record. She's 33 out of Brazil. And she's a monster. She gets decision wins. She's really good at decisioning people. Just volume, wrestling. She's got 2 submissions. She's been knocked out once. But look at this, 4 in a row. Danielle Wolf, Carol Rosa, Chelsea Chandler, Jermaine Durandamy. I mean, that's solid. Those are some really good wins right there. Lost a split decision to Macy Chiasson, Aspen Ladd, Felicia Spencer, Ashley Evans Smith. First fight in the UFC got knocked out by Megan Anderson. I mean, you take that out of the equation, this is a fucking crazy. I mean, even with it in there, that's a lot of names. And the Jermaine Durandamy, I think, is the biggest win of her career so far. This is a good one. I really like this one. It's a tough one to pick. I'm going on Rainy Aldana, but it's another one that I'm probably going to be wrong on. Because Dumont she just gets decision wins. Like, it's what she does. She's a beast at it. I think this is going to be a good fight. This is another one that I circled as like, fuck, this is going to be a fun one to watch early. Because I just don't really know what's going to happen. Dumont is good at getting takedowns, at like making it a tough, dirty fight. Not dirty, but you know what I mean, like just gritty, like not a fun fight. Irene Aldana, good at takedown defense, good at staying outside, great striker. I'm going with Aldana in this one, but again, tough one to call, very close on the odds. The odds will move on this one. I'm making this video on Monday right now. And by the time the fight goes on Saturday, like who knows what the odds are? They're going to be all over the place. All right. We're moving to the main card now, guys. This is your this is your final fight on the prelims. All right. Next up, Ronaldo Rodriguez, Ode Osborne. Holy shit. Ronaldo Rodriguez, minus 130 favorite here. Ode Osborne, plus 110 underdog. Ode Osborne has a 7.5 inch reach advantage, guys. That's fucking massive. That's a very big reach advantage. Let's break it down. 1 second. Yeah, it's a small card, but I feel like for how small it is, there's a lot of good fights on this one. I mean, it's stacked. All right, Ronaldo Rodriguez, lazy boy, 25 out of Mexico, 16-2 record, 7 knockouts, 5 submissions. Has never been finished. One fight in the UFC so far. Second round submission win over Dennis Bondar. Lost a decision on Contender Series to Jerome Rivera back in 2020. Since then, he has not lost. Since that happened, so he lost on Contender Series, then goes back down to the local, goes to Icon Fighting Federation, gets a first round knockout win coming off that decision loss, then wins 4 in a row in Lux Fight League, then makes his UFC debut against Dennis Bonder and gets his round 2 submission. Dude's a fucking beast. Losing that Contender Series really got him going. He's on a tear. He's taking on O'Day Osborne. I like that um, reach advantage for O'Day Osborne. That's fucking massive. 7.5 inch advantage. Now, he's 32 years old, which is 7 years older than his opponent, which is also very significant. 12-7 record for this Jamaican sensation out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. 5 knockouts, 4 submissions, has been knocked out twice and submitted 4 times. Submitted last 2 fights in a row. Jafal Filho, Asu Amabayev. Before that, won a split decision over Charles Johnson. Before that, got knocked out round 1 by Tyson Nam. He's kind of all over the place. He's a little inconsistent, but when he's on fire, I mean, he puts on a show. I'm a huge fan of um God damn it. Am I on the wrong piece of paper? No, O'Day. I'm a huge fan of O'Day Osborne. I like him on his podcast. I like listening to him talk about fighting. He's been in the UFC for a minute. He's got some good wins. Came in the UFC on Contender Series via first round arm bar back in 2019. Man, that long. Fuck. He's been kind of up and down. Submitted by Kelleher, first fight in the UFC. Knocked out by Manel Kopp in his third fight, but he's got some good wins. Knocked out Jerome Rivera, decision win, CJ Vergara. I don't like this 2 fight losing streak he's on right now. I hope he can get it back here. I'm going with Ronaldo Rodriguez in this one, but this is a big step up in competition for Rodriguez. And O'Day Osborne is I think he's a hot underdog in this one. I think he could definitely get it done. Not a big underdog, but plus 110 is something. And I would think these odds are going to move. And I feel like it's going to move towards Rodriguez. I feel like he's going to be a bigger favorite, but we'll see. I like Rodriguez in this one, but again, this is I don't know. I could definitely see O'Day getting a win back with this one. You never know. Rodriguez is a unit, though. Never been finished. I got to go with that. Next up, Daniel Zellhuber, Esteban Rabovics. Zellhuber minus 250 favorite, Rabovics plus 205. Huge reach advantage for Zellhuber in this fight. 8-inch reach advantage? Yeah, 8-inch reach advantage for Zellhuber. Holy shit. All right. Did I really just do that? Daniel Zellhuber, 25 years old, out of Mexico City, Mexico. 15-1 record. 7 knockouts, 3 submissions, never been finished. Out of Extreme Couture. Contender Series, decision win, 2021. Lost his first fight in the UFC by decision. 3-0 since then. Wins over Lando Venata, Christos Giagos, and Francisco Prado. Zellhuber's a beast. I like everything from this kid. He's a little young. I feel like he's a little bit green, but he's getting better every fight. And I think like in a couple of years, this guy's gonna be a fucking problem. He's nasty now, but if he keeps getting better at the rate he's going, he's gonna be really fucking good. On the other side of the cage, Esteban Ribovex, El Gringo, 13-1 record, 7 knockouts, 5 submissions, never been finished. Man, when I see that both guys never been finished, I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna be a good one. 1 loss for both guys. I mean, they're monsters. Ribovic's coming off a round 1 head kick knockout win over Terrence McKinney. Before that, got a decision win over for Camelo Kirk. He's 2-1 in the UFC so far. He got in via Dana White's Contender Series 2022. Got a first round knockout win there over Thomas Paul. Another great fight. I'm going with Zellhuber in this one. I'm really going heavy on the Mexicans, but man, both guys are beasts. Vrabovic's coming off a huge head kick win over McKinney. This is going to be a fucking crazy fight. This whole card is just stacked with great matchups that are just like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm probably going to end up picking every single fight wrong, but whatever. It's going to be a fun card to watch regardless. All right, we're getting to the big ones. Last 3 fights. Now this one's like, holy fucking shit. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopez. Brian Ortega is plus 155 right now. Lopez minus 185. There is a 3.5-inch reach advantage for Diego Lopez in this one. Notable, but not nothing huge. I wouldn't say a significant one, but something worth, keeping an eye on. Diego Lopez is on a tear right now. I really like what I've seen from that guy. Just so fucking well-rounded. You don't know what he's gonna do. He's got fucking everything. He's got a crazy toolbox to work from. All right. Brian Ortega, T-City. Nothing bad to say about this guy. 33 out of Cali. 16-3 record, 3 knockouts, 8 submissions, has been knocked out twice. But look at this fucking record, guys. Look at this. Went undefeated in the UFC. First fight was a no contest, but look at this. Tavares, Brandao, Clay Guida, Renato Carneiro, Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar. Like those are fucking big names. For his first loss in the UFC, gets knocked out gets TKO'd by Max Holloway back in 2018. Then gets a decision win over Chan Sung Jung. Then lost 2 in a row. Lost a decision to Volkanovski for the title. And if you guys don't remember, he had Volkanovski in a fucking nasty guillotine. I don't know how the fuck Volkanovski survived that. I thought for sure he was getting tapped. Then after that, he has a fight with Yair Rodriguez, loses via shoulder injury, which fucking sucks. Then comes back 2 years later, beats Rodriguez via triangle choke. And this is a fucking huge fight. I like Ortega a lot. He's just so well-rounded. He's got a little bit of everything. Don't love that he's been knocked out twice, but that don't really count the Yair Rodriguez knockout because, again, shoulder injury. And on the other side, 29 years old, Diego Lopez. 25-6 record, 10 knockouts, 12 submissions, has been knocked out twice. Look at this. Lost a decision on Contender Series to Joanderson Brito back in 2021. Went back to the local scene. Came back to the UFC. Lost a decision to Movsar Ivloev 2023. And since then, he is undefeated. Not only is he undefeated, he's been on a fucking tear. Round 1 submission, round 1 armbar over Gavin Tucker back in August 2023. Then a couple months later, November 2023, gets a first round knockout over Pat Sabatini. Then April of this year, first round knockout over Sadiq Youssef. And then just a couple months ago, guys, in June, decision win over Dan Ige after Dan Ige stepped in on 1 hour notice. absolutely ridiculous what this guy's done in the last, I mean, really like a year. In a year, he's got four like fucking solid wins, three of them finishes over like very good fighters. And now if he beats Brian Ortega, I mean, he's right there. He's right there at the top. He's right there knocking on the door for a title shot. I'm fucking really, really hyped. Lopez is a fucking monster. Great fight. I hate I hate betting against Brian Ortega. Ortega is a fucking monster. Good everywhere, nasty on the ground, but also really good striking. I'm going with Lopez on this one, but like, man, I'm probably gonna pick all these fights wrong. All these fights, I'm like a little like I'm just not sure. It's tough betting against a guy like Ortega. Ortega is just so good everywhere. He's beaten so many high level guys. Eh, This is a tough one to pick. I know one thing though, we're gonna get a fucking crazy fight. The fight, it's gonna be a fucking amazing fight, legendary. All right, and that's not even the co-main. We still have two more fights after that one. All right, co-main event for the women's flyweight title: Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko. And this is another one that's close on the odds right now. Grasso minus 120. Valentina Shevchenko is even. Shevchenko has a half-inch reach advantage. And these ladies are coming off of a draw. Alexa Grasso won the first fight. Second fight was a draw. Now we're going in number 3. And I gotta say, I like everything about Grasso. 5 years younger than her opponent, the former champ Valentina Shevchenko. 16-3 record, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions, has never been knocked out, has been submitted once. And she's been in the UFC for a while, guys. Got her first win by decision in 2016, then lost a decision to Felice Herrig, then gets a decision win over Randa Marcos. Then she gets submitted by Tatiana Suarez round 1, 2018. Comes back a year later, gets a decision win over Carolina Kowalski, then loses a decision to Carla Esparza, and then she went on a tear. August 2020, decision win over Ji Yeon Kim. February 2021, decision win Macy Barber. March 2022, round 1 submission win Joanne Wood. Later that year, October 22, decision win Viviana Rujao. And then March 4th, 2023, she won the fucking title when she beat Valentina Shevchenko via face crank, round 4. Then, September last year, they fought to a draw, and now they're doing it again. And I gotta say, I like everything about Grasso. She's looked great in those first 2 fights. Really one of the only fighters we've ever seen challenge Shevchenko. Shevchenko's just gone through so many women like nothing. Shevchenko's 36 out of Kyrgyzstan, 8 knockouts, 7 submissions, 23-4 record overall. She's been knocked out once, she's been submitted once each. And look at the reign, guys. That's crazy. Her second fight in the UFC was Amanda Nunes. What the fuck? Well, I mean, the names. The names that she has on this resume. Holly Holm, Juliana Pena. Lost a split decision to Amanda Nunes. 2 decisions, 1 split. Priscilla Cachoeira, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Jessica I, Liz Carmouche, Jennifer Maya, Jessica Andrade, Lauren Murphy, and a lot of these were finishes. Talia Santos. I mean, that's a hell of a reign. That's fucking crazy. That's a lot of names. He's getting older. If this was Shevchenko from, a few years ago, I'd say 100% she just dominates. That she's good, but I just don't see her getting. Alexa Grasso is still getting better. She's a beast, and she's still getting better, still getting nastier. Shevchenko, I just feel like is a little past her prime, and she's still a monster. She could absolutely win this fight, but I think Alexa Grasso gets it done. Great co-main event. Man, there's a lot of women's fights on this card that I'm hyped about. We got that one. Irene Aldana. Norma Dumont is a good one. And then the other one, Yasmin Uruguay, Caitlin Souza. All three of these are like head scratchers, but also like I expect to be fucking dog fights. Like I expect fucking wars. Main event, guys. Cotton candy hair. For the bantamweight title of the UFC. Men's bantamweight title of the UFC. 4-inch reach advantage for Sean O'Malley. Sean is your favorite, minus 130. Marab, plus 110 underdog. Very close odds. And this one will move. I would think it's going to move in favor of O'Malley, but honestly, maybe not. We'll see. I could see late money coming in on Dvalishvili. I'm worried about Dvalishvili and the staph infection. I'm going to keep an eye on it this week. Other than that, though, I like this guy a lot. That 4-inch reach advantage is significant for sure. O'Malley uses that reach like very, very well. He's just so fucking good at keeping distance with guys, but just picking them apart and not getting hit, not getting taken down. This is a head scratcher. Great fight though. It's like it really makes me think about it because man, both guys are beasts. Both guys are peaking too. Like Dvalishvili is only getting better. And they're both specialists. They're both extremely good at what they do. I think Marab might be a little bit more well-rounded. All right. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Suga, Sean O'Malley. 29 years old out of Helena, Montana. 18-1 record. 12 knockouts. 1 submission. 1 knockout loss. That was by injury against Chito Marlon Vera, and he avenged that in his last fight. First title defense, decision win over Marlon Vera. Knocked out, TKO'd Aljamain Sterling for the title. Split decision win over Peter Yan. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about Sugar Sean other than like beast. Like what hasn't been said. Dude's a ridiculously good striker. But how's he gonna look against a insane wrestler like Dvalishvili? That's the question, right? That's like what we're asking about this fight. And he's looked really good against wrestlers. He's fucked them up because none of them have been good striking, or as good at least. None of them have been able to fuck with him in the striking. Enter Merab Dvalishvili, the Machine. 33 years old, out of Georgia. The country, not the state. You motherfucker. 17-4 record, 3 knockouts, 1 submission, has never been knocked out, has been submitted once. I don't see Sean O'Malley submitting him, but you never fucking know. Trains out of Sarah Longo Fight Team. Coming off a decision win over Henry Cejudo. That was absolutely ridiculous. Out wrestled one of the greatest wrestlers in the UFC. Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, Cody Stamann. I mean, the names. John Dodson, Casey Kenny, Brad Katona. Lost to Ricky Simone. Lost his first fight in the UFC by split decision, then second fight in the UFC got submitted by Ricky Simone. Simone's a beast, guys. I'm a huge Ricky Simone fan. But since that fight against Simone, he has not lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wins in a row. And now it's title fight time. And man, Dvalishvili, like on paper, it just makes sense that it just seems like he would win because of how good his wrestling is. His striking's, I think, solid too. I think it's good enough to get it done. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to win like in a straight up striking battle with Sean O'Malley, but with the wrestling, with everything he brings to the table, I really did like Dvalishvili here. We'll see how the line moves on this one, but this is going to be a great fight, guys. Amazing main event. I'm going Marab. I think he gets the title. At the same time, man, Sean is such a huge star and big part of the UFC. Like, I don't know. I feel like we'll see what happens. Big height advantage. Sean O'Malley 5'11", Dvalishvili 5'6". I really don't like the staph infection for Dvalishvili. That's the one thing that worries me. Other than that, everything points to me to him winning, but the staph infection worries me a lot. I'm gonna keep an eye on that this week as we get closer to the fight. But goddamn. A lot of takedowns for Dvalishvili. I don't see Sean getting out of this fight without getting taken down at least once. It's possible, but I don't see it. I'm fucking hyped, guys. Let's fucking go. This Saturday, I'm gonna be putting out some more videos, TikToks all weekend ready for this one. I gave you all my picks, and I don't feel good about any of them. I might go. Go 0 for 10 on this card. Yeah, 10 fights. Short card, but sweet. Short but sweet. I'm excited. Check me out on Twitch and Kick, guys. I'll be streaming for the entire fight card. You can watch my reactions. This is going to be a great night, man. This whole card, top to bottom, every fight is lit. All these matchups are awesome. I don't see one card that I'm like, that's going to be a sleeper. I don't really care about that one. They're all fun. Um, a lot of the Mexican crowd is going to be super hyped. The Sphere, the fucking Sphere, guys. Let's go. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great one. See you in the next video.